Hi. You know what I enjoy and love? I love to hear what people enjoy and love. You know what I don't like? This is so ironic because I love to hear people complain. I love when you just shit all over me. I got understanding. What do I want to say? And why am I recording this? I feel guilty about the last recording. I'm making it official that it was not as pointed and I sent it out. And so I'm honoring that. And I may be acting more in fear than in the joy of celebrating what I have and what I want. And responsibility is the ability to respond, and I have to be aware of that. And if I'm self-conscious, the answer's in the question. So I'm also figuring out how, which is most important, just to navigate. It's not where I go, it's how I get there, and it's being present in this moment. It's a process. We're building something. I'm learning the landscape as I go. I don't just get to California. First, I gotta saddle the horse. Don't put the carrot before the horse, which means if you're always running after, you don't get satisfaction. So what feels good? Are we searching and sussing, or are we enjoying? And gratitude is the key for that. So what I found was when I am in gratitude, when I'm grateful for, and I can just go into a flow, which I learned from Stutz. Jonah Hill, I'm so proud of you for making that gift to humanity. Stephen Jobs, he gave a gift to humanity, and I'm talking to you right through it right now. It's beautiful. The iPhone, fantastic. Celebrated. He gave what we all want. I want to give to everybody. I want to solve the world's problems. He did. Steve Jobs. His daughter won't talk to him because his personal moment to moment was sacrificed by the carrot. I'm glad. What's most important, because now is the only moment we ever have now, is to celebrate now. So the objective is not more important than my quality of life in the doing. So what I focus on is how present am I? Am I agreeable or disagreeable? That's a yes or no. It's basically red light, green light. And if it's a maybe, that means no. That means I don't have enough information, but it also means I'm questioning. And if I'm questioning, am I hungry? That's a question. That's a significant question. I may be, but and there's an answer in there. I'm talking to myself, and I get the feedback. Consciousness is a feedback system. So I'm saying, am I? Am I not? There's two voices in there. Maybe they're mind, body, and spirit. Maybe they're. But what I see is there's an identity in there. So if I say, am I an asshole? I'm considering it at that time. And my identity, like a whale sonar sounding, is making. Does the asshole fit in? We're writers. We're making our story. And we're dealing with we're a writing team with nature, and we've got 51% say, and nature's trying to guide us as a dance partner, like this movie, Japanese movie, beautiful, Shall We Dance? The older dance instructor shows the young man how to dance by being led by him. So I see Mother Nature in this respect, and I love humanity, and I love a sense of connection and learning how to do it. It's really easy to be overwhelmed, and it's also really easy to remember to Google and Siri things we think are not in my control. How do I talk to a girl? How do I find the remote control? Helped. Because I knew to ask it. And a lot of times I just absolve, just say, that's not thought. I can't. There's conditioning over choice. I'm thinking what's important about this and culminating. I wanted to correct a skit, which was, I like talking. I like talking about what I like talking about, which can also be a false, that seemed like a caricature. But if I'm authentic and earnest about what I want, I can navigate what's right in this dance with you now in the present. And that's the lovemaking I want. That's the synergy. You know, we got all day long. There is no time. I've got, and it versus, you know, making love for a few minutes in a broom closet in an inner city or some city. You know, it's, I've got time to make good decisions, and I'm only where I am. What feels right, what works. This was my intention. I'm gonna go with that. But I'm also not gonna bully through with my mind until I want to do it step by step. The right tool for the right job. Am I focused? Am I present? Am I aware? Consciousness is an awareness without the physicality of our body. When we sleep, we dream. We have consciousness that is one that has no physical form, and that's evident in my dreams and your dreams as I see it. And there's two parts to it. There's am I not? There's a feedback system. So I'm forming. That's one. The universe is one. Being aware of itself, which I didn't create, but somehow I got leadership of my own free will by 51%. And it has more than one part. My consciousness is a feedback system. Am I not? There's reason in that, my ability to reason. And when I'm playing with you, or just another, more than one, it's like a four-square tennis, but it's like a pong match of identity. So, all is in all, and I am the ocean and a drop. You are an ocean and a drop, like a screen, like a computer screen or a TV screen. There's a lot of pixels, and when we look at the big picture, that's it. That's the consciousness. And the physical realms of this world are a great parameter to be able to evaluate consciousness, and quality of life is my best key pursuit, which is love, which feels right, which gives me hope, which is more synergistic, and it goes the other way too. It goes, you know, with bombs and war and aggression. It's consent. Love is consent. It's not surrender. And what's confusing about it is there's young and old. When you're young, you can't, so you have to surrender yourself to the older people. And if you have a problem, you make a fit. And that's why our emotions are key to getting what we want. They're key navigational tools. And when we get older, it's conditioning versus choice. Is this my choice or not? Do I have say in this? Can I acknowledge and move on? Which is, that's it. Just accept. Can I enjoy this? Can I appreciate this? All A's. Not fight or flight. That's two. That's frozen. That's no choice. There's no fucking choice in there. Can I appreciate this? Can I relate to it? Appreciate. Accept. I accept it. That's what it is. Doesn't mean I like it. Appreciate, accept, amend. I don't like it so much. Could we do it like this? Appreciate, accept, amend, abandon. You won't change it for me. I'm not feeling comfortable about that. I'm gonna take it on the heels. Absolve. It's fucking Jaws. I gotta deal with it. Responsibility is the ability to respond. So I am being responsible. I'm aware of what's going on, my good and bad, and I'm absolving it somehow. Even if I have to go out in the boat and figure out moment to moment how to deal with it's easy to be scared and make decisions from what you don't want. And there's infinite things we don't want. I don't want that. I don't. What's really important is we are specific about what we want, what we enjoy. And we know from what we enjoy, like a baby. That feels good. I enjoy that. I want more of that. More. I like that. I like that. So what we enjoy and want are clear. That's a good thing to share. And Santa knows your request from what you want. I don't want a Daisy rifle. He don't know what to get you. If Mother Nature is your universe and Santa, and you're asking, and you got 51%, you're the captain of your ship in the middle of nowhere, and all these angels are working on your ship, and you're saying, we gotta go up that fucking mountain. You push that ball up the fucking mountain. You push it up. You push it. They're not gonna be so enthusiastic. But you're a benevolent captain. You say, what do you guys feel? This is what I want. You don't do it you don't captain by saying, what does everyone want? Democracy doesn't work by everybody on the ship in the middle of nowhere. Socrates knew this, Karl Marx, Aristotle, Plato. These are big names, folks. In the middle of nowhere, if everyone gets a vote, it doesn't work so good. Films works with a hierarchy, a focal point, a pixel on your screen. Are you being clear about what you enjoy and what you want? And what's really important is how. We're learning how. Learning is the key. We're being resilient by saying, oh, I didn't know that. If you assume it is what it is, there's good and bad. There's no good and bad. There's competing intention. The lion and the lamb. It's righteousness over what's right for me. I hope to express what I enjoy, to embody my philosophy by not needing, by knowing it. There's a learning curve. With adolescents and big puppies, they sleep for half the day because they're tired of guessing. When I get scared that I don't have the answer, when in doubt, second guess, fear, fight or flight. When I'm present, when I'm scared I don't have the answer, I may not, because I believe I might not. There's the answer in the question, and what do I need now? Am I being focused on it? What's my priority? Quality of life? What's function? My job is to engineer the quality of my life, and that's by my own comfort level. I'm looking for the Easter basket. It's warm. This feels good. Oh yeah. It's cold. This colder? It's got colder all of a sudden. What happened? I don't know. I want to be warm. How do I be warm? And we're dancing again. I'm looking. Does anyone know where the remote is? I even say it aloud. I'm hearing it in my voice. That I'm interacting with nature. A grander consciousness than myself, even though I got the remote controller on the Atari system. That is, I'm going to say God. And there's a typical definition of the word God, which is creator of the universe, which objectivists object to. And I'm going to say there's something more than my consciousness. I didn't create this. I know I didn't create this. So a lot of people have gotten in a run-in when they say, it goes as I say. My mind, body, and spirit is a team sport. And if I'm just saying push the rock up the hill, my mind is in charge, and I'm being headstrong. And my body says I got diarrhea, I got to sleep, I want to eat. And the spirit and nature is so if I pivot in my attention, what's priority now? What's my intention? And am I clear? If I'm in doubt, I take a breath, I take a pause moment, I look around. All right, what do I need? I got all the time in the world. When I don't have enough time, I may make a rash decision to regret. And when I start to feel like I'm leveraging that good luck, uh, that's something to know. The answer's in the question. That's a maybe. Lots to share. I think it's really about what's right for me over righteousness. Witness, be a witness, not a judge. I just need to see it. I don't have to school you. What I do want is to learn. What am I seeing? And if I saw it for the first time, if I went away for the 100 years in a moment and I came back to this moment, I may see this moment different than I did a moment ago. I love cultivation. I used to be regretful and anxiety-ridden in my youth. I was very successful and I wasn't enjoying it in my gut. And now I feel good about informed consent, which is doctors saying you could die during this operation, but this is the bet you're making, and that's also works great for landlords. When I put my when I decorated this apartment and I checked it out with them and they said yes, that made me feel great. And it also works for lovers, which is this good for you? Is that good? This is what I want. Yes, no, or maybe. And it works for that in the big scale and the small scale. I'm not responsible for the whole collective, just me. And my vote is for me. I'm the captain of my own ship, and with lockdown, it felt lucky to me. I was able to just work on me, and I explored conditioning versus choice. I'm been very fast, quick. I did gymnastics and art. I'm the middle child, which they say didn't get enough attention, but I loved the alone time because I had a very funny family. We're all comedians and show folk, and they're fast. A comedian wants to meet you at the end of your joke with a punchline, so I'm not listening so much to what you say. Just the first. So I didn't feel like I had so much time. When I had time to myself, it was wonderful. And I realized that I was rushing in my apartment when I had all day during lockdown. And I just worked on my life being a walking meditation, like a Japanese tea ceremony. And I'm the steward of my magic apartment. And I treat myself like a king. I'm my own best servant. I love that I just serve myself. And knowing self-esteem is knowing the value of your contribution. And this is part of it, that there's an audience, that there is a feedback system in our awareness. And am I valuable or not? And good and bad is interpreted with competing intention. So if I'm agreeable, good is functional. Functional. Good is functional. I'll go with what feels right and what's good. What feels right and what is functional, what is agreeable. And that's in every moment. When I'm working around this thing, doing the crafts, the craftsmanship is wonderful, because I'm looking at, do I like this, do I not? And it took me a long time to be in my body while I'm doing it, instead of putting the carrot before the horse and making the painting more important than it's only and always just this moment. And I come from filmmaking, where there's a captain and there's a pyramid, a hierarchy, a learning curve. Cultivation ascends Maslow's pyramid, and when there's 90 people looking at a set and they stop for a take, and you as a craftsman run in to do your job, you're very conscious, focused. This is the way I always like to be. I want to be. My intention is to be responsible, ability to respond. And I'm careful because it's a hot set and I don't want to judge it. And I'm going to fix what I'm going to fix. And I got the priority. And And this raciness in my past has been inside of me, maybe with my family wanting, come on, talk faster. you missed the last chicken leg again. So for me to feel, because I can ride a motorcycle fast, but it's a lot harder to ride it slow. And it's like Tai Chi. We learn how to kick your ass by slowing it down. Wing Chun. You slow it down. You get the form. There's structure. There's sound foundation in the Maslow's pyramid. We're ascending fight or flight from the survival. And all of those appreciations, all of those stones are in place for us to be the elevated higher self consciousness. There's all ebbs and flows in feedback system. So erratic, what goes up must come down. This is elegance, and there's a comfort in that. And all of the semblance and poetry of gravity and waves and what do we enjoy? What's your favorite? And how can you get that? What's in my control, what's not, and can I tell the difference? I maybe have 51% say of what's going on in this body, but there's also spirit and mind collaborate. My mind is talking, but my body's also collaborating. And my mind has been so headstrong with all the fucking shit I could do. I could serve a bar of 100 people fast. My father sacrificed his body by not being able to do that, be in a sound form. He learned so much. He had 3 mental breakdowns. He came from Brooklyn, which is a world melting pot of cultivations and awareness, and he would say, this is my father, he would say, Michael, how wonderful! Do you know how wonderful you are? I love you. Oh my! Do you have any ideas from my act? He would celebrate me. And this is a New Yorker saying, I think you're wrong. It's beautiful! It's beautiful! Don't ever question a man's livelihood or a person's family. The 4 agreements. The neighbor walked by the other day and said, oh, there's my honey. Never been friendly before in 20 years. Hello. Like this. And I went like this, and she turned and she went, not you. And I went, I slammed the door. And then I opened it, and I said, I'm really hurt. And she was talking to her dog. And later on, I was angry at her. It was her problem. And later on, I wrote her a note. I said, oops, you did nothing wrong. I talked to people later, and I said, what I learned, I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. What I learned was, I want that. I want to be appreciated and talked affectionately too. And I really put it out there. And I got defensive. And when I was hurt, I saw her as an antagonist. She was just talking to her dog. She was just saying, I love you to the dog. The heart wants what the heart wants. A friendly voice is what I want, and the way I get it is by consent. And by consent, it's agreement. It's not what I can get. I was talking to an 18-year-old who had a 26-year-old girlfriend, and he was like, I'm in this toxic relationship. I want to, and I related to that. It was, I'm scared I'm not going to be able to get this again. I'm scared I don't deserve this. I'm scared I didn't earn this. I'm scared I don't got all the time in the world to make love the way I want to. And that also has to do with my lens, my perception. What I want, and if I see, then I'm being agreed with. Witness is my goal, not judge. I feel statements. I want, I enjoy questions. And compliments. That's the best way to meet people. It's the best way to keep people. My dad was so appreciative. I'm so grateful for my dad's example of what he loved and openly shared and how brave and bold he was. And my mom, she was the wheels on the bus, and he was the motor and everything else. But she kept it the hub. She kept it, and I wish that she learned what was right. She would agree. She would surrender to. She would say she wasn't the boss. She would follow the prescription as best she knew, and she could say no. My father, if you said impossible to him, he found a way. He was creative. Yes, and he would make it happen. It was great. And I'm the great product of them, and I love being in my Magicker apartment like a monk, away from the hustle and bustle. I have so many things going on, being able to slow them down so that I can investigate them instead of being taunted to, come on, let's go. I love that the only voice I'm dealing with is me, and because I had such a wonderful family growing up who wanted to hear me, and we learned password and how you Google things and how do I remember this, it's like this. That's what I used to talk to myself, and we played games together. I was so glad for that. We're from the show folk, the professions, which is an extreme lifestyle. My father talked about how to be a murderer and how to be a clown and how to portray them, because he went to the High School of Performing Arts, fame, and so his perspective was so worldly and cultivated, beautiful. I love it, and I long for it in my companions, and being able to say yes, no, or maybe to other people. And usually, the more crude, the more savvy at getting under my skin. So I love being able to just have the time to focus on what is agreeable to me and finding the way to easily, to most gracefully navigate it. Now I'm learning that I don't need to be a witness, that all that I can talk for 2,500,000 hours like Homer's Iliad and my philosophy of what works is I don't need to teach anymore. I can just embody and be it. That's great. I was figuring it out. My dad said the teacher learns more than the students. So that's me divulging that. And I can hear my voice is getting a little raspy from talking on. And this video, I guess, is for posterity. It started out I just wanted to correct the joke, which was, "Hey, I'm enthused about this. This is what I enjoy, and oh, you do too. You like talking about when you enjoy. I love hearing people talk about what they enjoy. You know what my problem is? I got a problem with complaining. I love to complain. You love to complain? I love complaining. I love joy. I love complaining. I'm going to find somebody who's on my wavelength. On the nosy.